This studio tour will give you a bit of an idea on how I have my studio set up and may give you some ideas on how to arrange yours as well. This shelf over here in the corner is where I keep my vintage quilts and my sitter outfits, as well as some miscellaneous items like sequin fabric. I also have a couple darker flocattis on the bottom because I don't have room on my main flocati shelf for those. Next to that, I've got my trash can, my laundry basket, which is where I throw all of my things that get soiled during a session in and then taken to the house, and a backdrop stand that I would use to hold rolled backdrops. I'm actually in the process of getting rid of all those and going strictly to fabric. Over here, I have 2 couches for my clients to sit on. And in the middle, there's an end table which I lay a couple magazines on, one in which I had an article featured and another that has the catalog for a lot of the throws that I buy. There's also another chair over here, which tends to get moved around the studio. It doesn't always sit here. I've got a mini fridge, which I keep drinks stocked in for clients, water, energy drinks, especially for dad or mom if she's not nursing, and a basket full of snacks on top of there as well. I keep things like hand sanitizer on stock or on hand at all times, diapers, wipes, all those kinds of things so that they are on hand quickly and easily for my clients. And when they show up for a session, they don't have to use all of their own stuff while they're here. I have a Bose radio and also a knee pad for those times when I spend a lot of time working on my knees, and on the hard floor it doesn't really feel that great. Turning with our back to the window, I have seamless paper mounted into the ceiling. And when I shoot parent shots, I shoot it on that seamless paper, and I move my light over to this side of the paper, so I actually use studio and natural light complementary when I am shooting these images, and it helps me eliminate any shadows and that kind of stuff. This backdrop setup here I had built for me. It is mounted to the wall and to the floor, so it does not move. And I use that to shoot all kinds of things on. For newborn sessions, sometimes I will do parent shots on it. And then down here, I've got my flocati rug laid out and set up so that when I do sibling shots and similar, I've already got that laid out and ready to go. If I need to use the floor, I can just pull it up and move it. I shoot with studio lighting, so I have an 86-inch PLM umbrella, which you can find at Paul C. Buff. I also use an Einstein light, which is also sold by Paul C. Buff. My beanbag is over here in the corner, so when I go to do baby on beanbag shots, all I have to do is turn my light around and position it over for the beanbag. I use curtain rods that I purchased off of Amazon to keep things organized. Over here, I have a long rod that I use for my wraps. And over in this corner, I have a shorter rod that I use for hats and headbands. They are organized by gender on the left for the hats, and then of course all the headbands are obviously for girls. This block shelf down here holds my flocati rugs, and this giant shelf on the south wall holds my props, my fabrics, and my wrinkle-free backdrops. My fabrics I have organized by color for the most part, so I can quickly and easily find things. There are more props along the bottom, and a pile of headbands that I need to find a home for. Over here, I also have my layering pieces. So the small accent pieces that you might use on top of beanbag fabric or in a prop, I have all of those over here. This little blue cart, I cannot remember the name of it, but I bought it from IKEA. And I want to say it was somewhere around $50, $60. But I use that to store things in for my sessions. So my backdrop clamps, pacifiers, I usually have hand sanitizer, wipes, all that kind of stuff. Little towels, hand towels and things like that. All those kinds of things I keep in there so I can have them very quickly on hand. My backdrop stand more or less permanently sits over here, and I just use that for actual backdrop shots. So if I'm pinning up a piece of my wrinkle-free fabric to do a classic backdrop shot, then I clamp it up to that, and it's at just the right height that the fabric reaches the floor where it needs to be, and then I can put the flooring of choice or rug over top of it. And that is how my studio is set up.